I love wiffle ball. No other way to explain it. Just something about the game, the feel of the grass, smacking that ball all over the field, making plays, diving head first, whatever it takes to get the job done. That's what wiffle ball means to me. Striking out grown men, watching their knees buckle on a called third strike. Sit out, bud. And then, of course, the home runs, the base hits, the big home runs at the big moments. That's a whiff of greatness. Join us all season long for the Joe Aguirre Story, a CMG podcast.
I'm gonna get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Rest in peace to the King Earl Simmons, also known to all you guys, women, ladies, gentlemen, as DMX. This is an amazing video I have playing in the background right now of DMX singing karaoke in South Carolina when he lived down in South Carolina. I figured, like, what's the song? Ain't no sunshine. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead, X. Rest in peace to the legend. We hear you, DMX. We hear you, Earl.
Can't believe he died. Crazy.
Like, I know, and we talked about it a lot last week. Look at his energy, like, and everybody says this, and this is why I wanted to bring this one up. Like, he's just DMX out of all people. Like, whatever guitar, like acoustic or bass, whatever kind of guitar with that, and DMX in South Carolina. Look, you hear that growl. I would have had the time of my life if I would have lived there and he just walked in my bar.
Yeah, my God, man.
What? But this was him and his entire, like, and everybody says, like, you would meet him. He was just that person. No matter what he was going through, X wanted to talk to you. Swiss Beats said it himself. He would put all his pain away just to talk to you. It didn't matter. He wanted to hear about you and everything and be a voice for you. You know what I mean? Be a good worship for you. And just, how could you not love X?
Like, no, I do.
Anybody. And you know what I mean? Just anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Not you personally, but just.
No, I know. Yeah, how could you not love somebody like that? It's, so great entertainer. So sad. Wait, was he 50?
50.
About to be 46.
Yo, and I'm about to be 34, and I'm like, I think in my head already like 60. I think is it bad that I think in my mind like how much, like probably daily I think about like how much time I have left. Like, look, every day I'm like
countdown working.
some way, some form. Like I clock myself at like 65, between 65 and 68.
I used to
Which
think
is super young.
I used to think I would die young, but now the more I've noticed miserable bastards live longer, I figure I'm going to be like 90.
90?
Yeah, it's going to be something.
so.
I'm going to be like my douchebag neighbor, old and pissed off.
Happy 50th birthday, baby.
Look at X going crazy.
Happy 50th birthday, man. And may God bless you with 50.
Happy, yo, that's crazy. I didn't even notice that. He's wishing to do a happy 50th birthday in this video.
That's crazy.
Rest in peace, X. But yeah, like we were saying, like, you think you might make it to 90?
Yeah, I don't know. My dad's 75. He looks great. My dad walks like 6 miles a day.
Okay,
You know,
that's not bad then.
I don't know. I feel like again, I always kind of thought I wouldn't live long, but the more I'm living, the more I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Got that vaccine and everything too now.
Oh, so you might be out there. You might be out of here soon. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, so my grandmother made it past 80. Rest in peace to my grandmother. But my grandfather's still going. I feel like in my head, I probably make it like 60, 68 or 65, 68. But like, probably I'll be the old guy that's like 90, 99 or something like that. Just because. Not because like I'm healthy or anything like that.
Oh no, yeah,
but
same
just
here.
because like I will have to live and endure
Yep.
things that like So I don't know.
I feel like I'll be like was it Tom Hanks in The Green Mile where he like lives forever and everybody he knows dies?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
That'll be me. It'll be like 120.
That's
what
what
I know's dead.
Yep.
Miserable.
We're gonna be like 90 years old. Well, you'll be like 90 something. I'll be 80. We'll still be doing I'll Pitch You Off Shortly, the oldest running podcast in the world.
Oh, get off our lawn. You're pissing us off.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? I know we didn't even do the intro yet. Welcome to I'll Pitch You Off Shortly, the podcast where we pitch you off shortly with anything that we talk about that's going on weekly and daily in the news in society, everything that nobody in society wants to dig deep into and really have a true conversation about, right? I'm Rob Benjamin, your host. Of course, I have right beside me, actually in the physical flesh, Joe Guire, which feels good.
It does.
It feels really good. And by like next week or a couple weeks from now, we're actually going to be having some more changes.
Oh, yeah.
Production, which is you guys are going to be like even more thrilled and like entertained. So like, I can't wait.
It's very exciting. It is very exciting. We're and we've also been talking, should let people know about doing this show more frequently during the week.
Get Rob and Joe in the morning, maybe.
Ooh, start your day that way.
I'm liking that. Dude,
Yeah.
that would be interesting. So yeah, be on the lookout. Make sure you guys always keep us stay informed. clovercrestmedia.com/ I'll Pitch You Off Shortly, where you can stay up to date with all the information, not only with I'll Pitch You Off Shortly, but the plethora of podcasts and live video shows that we have from the realm of crime shows, murder mysteries, sports, talk shows like I'll Pitch You Off Shortly, politics and like everyday things like on Divided We Stand. So like, yeah, Clovercrest Media is where you need to be, right?
38 podcasts and 14 live stream shows a week.
Where else but here?
We're balling
out here. So hey, even if you're interested in starting a podcast, you know where to come find us. clovercrestmedia.com. We'll get you situated, right? But keeping with the theme of giving DMX his flowers, as anybody that doesn't know, if you've been stuck under a rock, unfortunately we have lost the legendary DMX. And I know I started the episode last week with him. And last week it was more to give him his flowers and let him know that I respected him and had a love for him. And I didn't want it to seem like it was going to be a podcast, or at least last week, that I was saying rest in peace, because and it's tough, especially as like a consumer of his product, of him being a musician, but then also as somebody that didn't have a father growing up. And when I say that, like a living father, of course I have my stepfather, but him and my mom lived, separately from me. Not to say DMX raised me, but DMX was a big part of my life growing up, right? He was the first rap album that I was able to buy, even though it was edited. And then eventually I ended up CD burning it from my brother, along with It's Dark as Hell is Hot. And I mean, It's Dark as Hell is Hot, and jeez. Anyways, don't even get me thinking. I've been on my medicine. But anyways, between both of those albums, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Jeez.
Nice.
Jeez. Anyways, so between both of those albums and then going into the Great Depression, and then there was X and all these other videos, right? Albums. Just the way X was able to deliver his pain and his story, and honestly, his mental state. I grown up, I related to like a lot of his like mental state and his mental depressions and like anxieties that he was going through. So like that was kind of like my outlet. That was my way of like growing and like kind of understanding how to deal with it. Not necessarily like cope through it with the mechanisms that he necessarily used, but a kind of like a get through. So when I would get angry or get upset, like I would go listen to DMX and like feel a relief and stuff like that. So yeah, I mentioned stealing my brother's CDs and burning those copies. DMX, Stop Being Greedy. Oh my God. I remember hearing that. And then I think that was the first time I actually understood the power that DMX had from like all cultures, right? And like first in view, like in person seeing, right? So Stop Being Greedy, of course, heard it at all, the black, basketball games, high school basketball games, or whatnot. But my cousin at the time, he was playing for a prep school, all white prep school. We went as a family to go see his home game. Of course, he's the only black kid on the team. This is up like Simsbury, up that area, right? And guess what? I come on during like the layup line warm-ups. DMX, Stop Being Greedy.
Oh, nice. Come on.
And when I saw those those prep school white kids go crazy during warm-ups and in the stands, and I was like, yo, and it was unedited.
Oh,
so I was like even
boys.
More shocked. Like,
Yeah,
they let y'all listen to this? It's edited in the hood, Joe. Yo, but like, and they was hyped. They was going. So like that same energy I felt. I was like, this is universal. Like this love for X is universal. So like, thank you, DMX, man. Like Carlos said, he's a genius, a gentleman. I wanted to. The people that like wanted to hate on DMX, like I hate those. And of course it was those conservative fucking Trump loving motherfuckers that were like, oh, well, he was for. Did you see the article about I can't remember. I don't want to incorrectly cite the source, but there was a woman that made an article right after like DMX, it was reported that he was in a hospital. And she was like, oh, the tragic foreclosures of like DMX's properties and like went about like his financial information and shit. Like, we're like, yo, who the fuck are you, woman? Like,
yeah, that's not the
don't
time.
bring that. This is not the time or place. This man is literally about to like pass, and you're talking about like this shit. And everybody's like, well, he had child support and 17 children. Don't worry about that man's fucking personal life. He was a millionaire that had 2 platinum fucking records in a matter of 6 months that literally paid for his whole fucking career. Now, there was a rumor going around, which I don't want to say the rumor, but I will say that, well, there was a rumor about Jay-Z and Beyonce going around with DMX and his rights. Excuse me, what I'm trying to look for, the masters. But that apparently was not correct. But it is true that a lot of people forget that, like, first and foremost, Jay and DMX had a long history coming up in the game, right? The infamous battles. But then also when Jay was part of Def Jam, DMX, well, first and foremost, everybody forgets that DMX fucking saved Def Jam. Def Jam was about to tank, and then DMX came and saved Def Jam. And then when Jay took over Def Jam, or was ahead of Def Jam, he let DMX scot-free out of his deal. $12 million, wrote it off and said, you're good. So that's the type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if a lot of these motherfuckers that don't even understand hip hop or don't even know that background, don't understand how things are. DMX saved a lot of hip hop. And so, like, for y'all to bring up like all his personal shit, this man went through demons, but we just said this earlier, like he cared about everybody more, you know what I mean, than his own self. So, like, when you live a life like DMX, I'm not worried about a lot of other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even know his true story. This man was mistreated by his own mother. When he thought he had a father figure and a mentor in his life, that person not only misguided him, mistreated him, introduced him to heroin or like lace marijuana with like crack cocaine at a very early age.
Jeez.
Grew a form of an addiction very early. You know what I'm saying? So like all these things, a lot of people don't fucking understand or take into like consideration before they go commenting and like speaking bad on somebody. So anybody got somebody bad about X, fuck you. Point blank, period. And then yeah, I'm not even gonna get into the rest of that, but rest in peace, X. We love you.
That is not open for debate.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. If I ever catch you disrespecting the man, the legend, the king, the god, Earl Simmons, me and you have problems. So, Joe, I had so many plans for this episode. And when I say plans, like I wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
But after the America's showing its ass, especially today, I it's hard to, right? I wanted to come in here and have like laugh and joke and have a pretty good show. But between this fucking Derek Chauvin trial going on, Minnesota going in an uproar because officers don't know how to differentiate their fucking taser from their fucking Glock and murdering black men again. Then we have this video of Afro-Latino Army lieutenant getting assaulted, harassed, disrespected, belittled. I don't know. There's so many words I can say about Virginia. So like, it sucks being a black man. Like today was the only day that not the only day, but today was the day that I actually felt frightened to live as a black man. And when I say frightened, like it proved that like motherfuckers really just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like blatantly just don't give a fuck, right? So, well, let's start with the Chauvin trial, right? Because this is going to be quick. Point blank, period. The defense attorney is a piece of shit. They're still trying to like, and everybody has said that, like, how many times can you ask somebody, hey, was it the drugs that killed him? Was it fentanyl that killed him? And how many times does somebody have to sit there and say no? It was literally the misuse of the mishandling of this fucking police officer and his knee and his fucking chest, depleting his air supply. How many times do we have to say that before they have to sit there and say, you know what? We lost this shit.
Yep.
Instead of trying to make this seem, instead of trying to push the narrative that, oh, he's just a fucking drug addicted, miss person of society, all this other shit. No, fuck all that. That does not still give you the right to fucking kill this man. And like, I really started looking at somebody's fucking morals, and we said this last week, and it's just digging me even more, especially now. And for all you that want to sit there and say that, and let me clear this up first, right? For all you that take my passion and want to sit there and say, oh, he's angry. No, fuck you. If you can't understand why I'm passionate and even have some anger, like after these past recent events, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you have to say about me or my podcast or anything about this, right? If you still can look at the eyes of all these police officers and think that, oh, they have a hard job to do, and you're the fucking issue in this fucking world. So right, so here we go, Derek Chauvin, and once again, this is not the fucking the trial of George Floyd, you fucking idiots. George Floyd is dead. He is not on fucking trial. Derek Chauvin is on fucking trial, you fucking morons. Joe, you're sorry,
angry,
bro.
You're a little angry.
This shit is fucking.
Don't feed into the anger. No, look, you know what? You're exactly right. I mean, how many different ways can they ask the question, what killed the guy? It's very simple. The question is was he on so much drugs that had he continued walking down the street that day, he was going to collapse and die? No. But again, and I've talked about this a couple weeks ago with Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake having a warrant out for a rape, or George Floyd having a warrant out, or any of these people have a warrant out. It's not the cop's job to execute you.
Not at all. You not the judge, jury, and executioner.
Haven't even had a trial yet. You can't just go shooting people, and you can't cite something that you probably didn't even know about when you shot them.
Facts. And I saw a comment that almost made me flip, and I had to take it into for what it was. But how many more times, like you said, I don't know how many more times do we have to sit there and explain this, and how many more like analysts we have to get. But then look, the morality of this fucking defense attorney that's just like, we're gonna keep drilling it, like. And then people wonder why we don't trust the system, why we don't trust people to do what's morally right. Like, I can't trust those jurors because, like, you have an idiot moron that's literally trying to just push a certain, and he knows he's wrong. You're literally trying to push this narrative, and you know you're wrong. Like, how can you do that?
Well, look,
I'm lost, bro.
To be fair,
I have to get my thoughts together.
To be fair. I mean, even Derek Chauvin has a right to a fair trial, and he has a right to present evidence, and the jury's got to weigh that evidence. And I think he knows his attorney, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Chauvin knows that he's pretty fucked here, that there's probably not a good way out for him. And to me, the evidence has been damning. Every bit of testimony has been damning. And the Minnesota police,
his own people,
who were like, nah, dude, this guy gotta go.
And usually the Blue Shield is protecting each other.
Well, and have I not been saying that since last summer? That if the police truly want to rectify the shit relationship that they have with, I was going to say minorities, but at this point, it's pretty much everybody.
Everybody.
These are the sorts of steps you have to take. We all want to be supportive of the police. Nobody wants to defund them, right? Because we need them, but not if you're going to be killing us. And as I said last week, that threshold for what it takes to get murdered
is getting
lower and lower. And again, that counter argument about, well, all lives matter, more white people get killed than black people get killed. Bad. That's also bad. Why do you want anybody to be killed by the cops?
Period.
That's not how it works. That's not their job.
I don't know. So since we're just talking about accountability, let's just go ahead and get into Virginia, right? So Virginia happens, right? And for anybody that doesn't know, we'll go ahead and let me pull this up. Pull up my write-up, right? Where am I going to start with this? Okay, so incident happened in December. An internal investigation concluded that a patrol car activated its siren lights behind Carlo Norizo in December. The Army lieutenant said he was reluctant to immediately pull over. What had happened was this Army lieutenant, his name was Carlos Nazario, Lieutenant Nazario, who is black and Latina, slowed down and put his blinker on at the minute he was getting pulled over. by two officers. And these two officers decide, well, not even two. The young officer, Joe, was actually somewhat trying to be peaceful, right? But unfortunately, he was under the authority of a piece of shit pig that doesn't know his fucking right from wrong. Let's watch the video and let me shut the fuck up. We got the audio in there. Yep.
Felony traffic stop.
Put your hands out the window.
Felony traffic stop, 1836.
Put your hands out the window.
Can we stop right there?
Put your hands out the window.
I wonder this, and for all y'all, this is gonna be a lot of like playback. You know what I mean? A lot of stop and go. So if you're not ready for that shit, like whatever, this ain't the episode for you. You hear him on the radio, felony traffic stop. What? I'm no lawyer, but what about and listen to me, people. So white America and all you people that have like all the conservative friends and like the Blue Lives Matter friends that got the stickers and tag them in this video right now. Tag everybody that you know in this fucking video right now so we can get to the bottom of some shit, right? Because I have fucking questions, right? Tag them right now. Tag them. I better see these shares go up. Tag all these motherfuckers, right? Laura Rodriguez or whatever. I better see you in this fucking video. Carlos from fucking I was speaking it real and all that. I better see y'all in this fucking video too, right? So bet. What is a felony stop? This vehicle was not reported stolen. The vehicle did not come back hot. I can see from my eyes on the shared screen, I can see on the right side, there's something that looks like a fucking temporary tag. And for all you New Englanders that have never stepped out of fucking Connecticut or went past south the fucking Jersey Shore, let me tell you something. Down south, you get a temporary tag. Those temporary tags are everybody sticks them in their fucking back window because if they get any kind of wind under them, they rip and they tear the fuck off, and then you're getting pulled over for not having any kind of fucking tag. So this is not something uncommon. So before I start seeing all these fucking comments about, oh, well, where was his tag? His tag's in the fucking window. So what makes this a felony stop? For all you fucking civilian fucking attorneys that always want to, I don't know what happened with my, but have the answers fucking, I'm too close to the fucking mic, y'all. We'll go with the fucking next. We'll hit play. Let's go play.
How many occupants?
All units 1013.
How many occupants are in the vehicle?
What's going on?
How many occupants are in your vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly and step out. Open the door.
I'm not getting out the vehicle. What's going on?
Get out the car.
Whatever happened to just speaking to people the normal way? Yeah. And just because first and foremost, I don't want to hear that like they were afraid, the cops were afraid. In this area of Norfolk, Virginia, where they're at, it's a dark ass area. So yes, for all you white people that don't know what the fuck, what might happen in the black community, we're taught not to pull over in a dark spot because we don't know, because situations like this can go deadly wrong. And when I say deadly, I'm not over exaggerating. Deadly fucking wrong. So what did he do? He turned his blinker on from the moment that they had the lights turned on and slowed down till he got to a well-lit area. What about that causes this kind of yelling and you pointing your firearms at me for a missing license plate, quote unquote? Right? So that's your first thing. Your engagement is all fucked up. Your initial engagement is all fucked up. But now, especially as this video comes out, and I'll open it up even more in a second, thinking about their mentality, right? Now knowing that the fat man was a fucking army veteran or a military veteran, and the way he addresses this lieutenant and disrespects this lieutenant's fucking rank. And I've never went hard for a lieutenant. I was enlisted side. But the fact that you're meeting this black man with this much aggression, because he has a nice fucking, it looks like a GMC Yukon or a Tahoe, one of the, you know what I mean, nice SUV. I already know where your mentality is at. Let's go ahead and play this. Think about that, people. Think about this shit right now.
Open the door slowly and get out.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now. Open the door and get out of the car.
For what? Why am I getting out my car?
Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window.
Doing that
right here. What's going on?
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
What's
now.
going on?
Get out of the car.
Can we pause
now.
again, Joe? Good Lord. Because I want people to
scary.
Yeah, take this in. I hope y'all are at, and I know everybody's seen this. I know a lot of people are probably seeing it, but I want everybody to take this in. Imagine if we're on the side of the road in a dark area and all you have is your spotlight from your car. You think that was even more dangerous. So why the fuck would I stop in the dark?
Yeah.
You're giving me commands. You can't even see that. I'm in a well-lit area and you can't see that my hands are already out. And you're acting this way. Imagine if I sneezed and my hands moved. He would have been a dead black man on the fucking side of the road because two scary cops are too scared to give a traffic citation ticket if necessary. Let's keep going.
Get out of the car now.
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated.
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I don't know, babe. Get out of the car.
Pause.
What's going on?
Get out of the
Just because you're a fucking veteran too, you're not a vet. Yeah, you're a veteran, but you're a cop right now.
Right.
And
Yep.
I'm sorry. Just in the same way I'm with black people, just because you're my fucking color doesn't make me my brother. Just because you're my fucking a veteran doesn't make you a fucking brother. Now, not to say that people, vet or service members haven't done wrong things while in uniform. But right now, he hasn't done shit. Even if he's driving with unregistered vehicle, does that require this?
No, not even close.
At this point, it doesn't even require that. He hasn't gotten aggressive. He's complied with everything. And everybody says, comply. Just listen. Just comply. You'll have no problems. Let's keep going.
car now.
What's going on?
What's going on? You fixing to ride the lightning, son.
Bang.
I'm sorry, what?
Fixing to ride the lightning.
Get out of the car now.
What's going
Get
One
out
more
of the
on?
pause.
car
Well, not
now.
one more, but we'll pause again. Fixing to ride the lightning. Hit the like button if you know where fixing to ride the lightning comes from, right? If you know where fixing to ride the lightning comes from, put that in the chat, right? Put that in the comments. I'll give y'all a second. Because fixing to ride the lightning isn't just no regular fucking term. If you don't know where fixing to ride the lightning comes from, that comes from the movie The Green Mile. And that's a very older term that they used to say when they were ready to electrocute you, put you to your death. You're fixing to ride the lightning, boy. Or guess what? They used to say that to black men right before they used to hang them and catch them. You fixing to ride the lightning, boy.
Oh boy, that's not good.
So you think in Virginia, me as a black man, I feel comfortable with a white fat ass pig pointing a fucking weapon at me, talking about you fixing to ride the lightning? What the fuck is your goddamn problem? But white America says we're safe. Fuck you. Ride the light. At that point, and this is why I say I'm scared as a black man, because the minute he would have said, fuck you, pig, and I would have been a shot black man. Because you are not going to disrespect me off of that. And you ride the lightning? Y'all tell me where.
Well, didn't conservative media say when we see stuff like this as civilians, we should intervene and like take the cop out? But I've been hearing stuff like that the last couple of weeks with that the Derek Chauvin trial. How come the bystanders didn't stop the cops?
Where's their same energy? The bystanders, they're in Virginia. All the bystanders are probably like, get that nigger. Play the fucking tape. I'm pissed.
Get out of the car.
Sir, just get out of the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
No, I don't obey shit from you. You're not my fucking superior.
Get out.
What's
Get
going
out.
on? What
Get
did
out
I
the car.
do?
Get out now.
I have not committed any crimes
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest.
for a
No, the
traffic,
fuck
You're
up.
being detained.
Bet.
You're being
Pause.
detained
for
for
a
obstruction of justice.
traffic
The
violation.
fact that he doesn't even know, right? What are you accusing him of? You don't even know why you're stopping him. Because if it was a felony stop, he wouldn't just be fucking detained. Right. There's a felony stop means that you know that there's something going on. So, and don't ever call me boy. Did he use the word boy? Did he say boy? I don't think so. Okay. He goes, I'm trying to get my phone. Let's just go.
I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your
Get
hands.
out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me,
Get out.
please. Get your hands off me.
Like,
Get your hands off me.
this isn't even a
Get your hands off
proper.
me.
Back up
I
there.
didn't do anything.
And look how
Don't do
frantic
that.
he is.
Get out of the
Like,
car.
why are you
Get
acting all
out of the car
fucking?
now.
Don't do
You
that.
see how
I'm honest-
scary this?
Well, this is what I was just saying before. You're about to pepper spray a guy on a traffic stop who's asked you about 8 times what the problem is.
And you haven't addressed
You
anything.
won't tell him you just want him to get out of the car. I wouldn't get out of the car. I'm white. Sorry, you're gonna have to tell me what are we doing here first? Why don't we start there, and then we'll talk about who's getting in and out of cars.
Exactly. Just because you pulled me over doesn't mean it gives you the right to pull me out of my fucking car.
There's the other problem with the police, and you'd like to say it's isolated incidents, but it seems to me that the vast majority of police that I see on the internet don't know what the fucking law is. They don't know what they're allowed to say and do.
They don't.
They make shit up. They say things that aren't true. They lie a lot, and they wonder why they have issues with trust with society.
Do people realize that when usually 9 times out of 10, that when a cop pulls you over, they're literally relaying to dispatch what they pulled you over so dispatch can give them the appropriate reasoning or the appropriate fucking law that they broke or code that they can say, hey, I saw X and Sex bust a right with no turn signal. Okay, they go in the book back in the station and they all could say, hey, between my book and your book, this is what you can get them for. That's what they're doing for the 4 to 5 minutes after they get your information. They don't know these laws off the top of their head. So that's what it was. To sit there and say, oh, you're being arrested. No, you're being detained. If you're detaining me, this is a conversation. Your guns aren't in my fucking face drawn. You're not trying to fucking mace me. And you can't detain me if I'm in my fucking vehicle. I mean, yes, you can because you're just holding me there, but that's detaining. Where was even the questioning to even detain me? You don't have ID. You don't have any of my information. But what the fuck you... Let's play the tape. Where are you, conservatives?
Get out.
Just relax.
Where are those
Can you
fucking
please
comments
relax?
now?
Please relax.
Get out of the car right now.
This
Now.
is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me.
Back up, Dennis.
I didn't do any.
Back up.
Whoa, hold on. What's going? Hold on. Watch it.
Like, are you a big guy? Like, does that make you tough, fucking Mason, a black man? Like, does that make you tough?
Get out of the car now.
Yo, I would have been a dead
Car
black man.
now.
Sir, just get out
Like,
of the
that
car.
does not
Trying to
fucking...
breathe.
Get out of the
Get out of the
car.
car
I can't
now.
see.
Up. That's really up.
Yeah, get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're gonna get it again.
You gonna get it again.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
I'm not touching my
Get out of the
seatbelt.
car now.
So now, pause it. Please, I'm sorry. So now you want me, you've maced me in my fucking face multiple times. Now you want me to reach in my vehicle after I've already had my hands out the whole time. So you have a reason to fucking, what you got in your car? He's got a weapon. He's got a gun. In Virginia, he might have a gun in his vehicle. He might.
Right.
It's not,
He's military. He probably lives off post. He has a weapon. If he had a weapon, a legal firearm. No. And now you think that I want this altercation to go down in a dim area, in a not so lit area? What am I supposed to do as a black man? What am I supposed to do? But white America, y'all don't understand this shit. We comply. We do all this shit. Hands out, don't shoot. But we get maced in the face because you want to have a moronic fucking mentality. And let's not even forget the fact that before he even maced them, he said some really microaggressive shit and racist shit about his fucking rank. Hey, civilians, let me teach you something right now, right? That rank comment of, oh, you must be a corporal or a specialist or a corporal. He's doing that off of a mentality of, yes, in the military. Hell, when I was a fucking specialist, I got my extra little money. I went and got myself a fucking Camaro. 2013 Camaro. Brand new. When I got my fucking stripes, hell yeah, I'm paying for that shit. So what they have that mentality, yes, sergeants, black corporals, they go get nice fucking cars when they get some fucking money. And that's the mentality he has. Thinking that, oh, he's just a fucking corporal. Oh, that's that microaggressive racism shit that we're talking about, right? That's what we're talking about. You're taking that same mentality and thinking that you can't even respect this man for his rank. You haven't even taken the audacity to get this man's name.
I was just going to say.
But you're worried about his fucking rank?
You don't even know his name yet.
You don't even know this fucking man's name. So fuck you, pig. Let's go.
Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do as you're told. Get out of the car.
Look.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the.
Look.
Take your seatbelt off.
Look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
This fat man, he obviously ain't had no fucking friends. That ugly ass fucking mustache can't even get his shit together. Probably hasn't had to wear his gear for fucking years.
Get out of the car. Take your
At this point, pull me out and arrest me. Put me in fucking cuffs. That still shows I'm not even that much of a threat.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
That's how much of a threat he's
You
not.
made this way more difficult than it had to be. You just complied.
No, you made it fucking difficult. I'm not just supposed to fucking comply.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight onto the ground. Straight onto the ground. Ma'am.
Is your commanding officer available?
Down.
Lord, where are you? Carlos, where are you? Back this shit up
Get
now.
on the ground.
Please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's
now.
going on.
Get on the ground.
I'm done playing with y'all.
Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on the
going
All
on?
you conservatives that want to act like blue lives fucking matter. This is what blue lives does.
Talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on. Can you please talk to me?
This is what blue lives do.
Why am I being treated like this? Why?
You're not cooperating. Get on
This is the
ground.
respect that y'all give us.
Whoa,
Go
whoa.
Go back.
Why are you doing this? Because you're not cooperating? What? I mean, again, where do the police? This again to me goes to show, by and large, how many untrained police officers are out there that again don't know the law, don't know the procedure. They think that because they say some shit, you have to do it.
No.
This
No,
is
that's what they
America,
think. That's what they think. I don't
motherfucker.
want to.
This is America, so it doesn't work that way. And America needs to educate itself on what its rights are. But again, this is a disgrace to all law enforcement in this entire country. Every police department should be ashamed of themselves because every police department in America has incidents like this and has asshole fucking cops like this who behave this way.
And then guess what? The sad part is about this fucking pig didn't get fired until just recently. This incident happened in December, Joe.
Oh, wow.
Until the governor of fucking Virginia decided that he wanted a whole separate investigation. That's when this pig got fired. That's the only time. It shouldn't have taken this outrage. And that's why we don't trust internal investigations. That's why we don't trust when we sit there and say, we want your badge number to give a report, because this is the outcome that we get. They stay on the force, they stay with their pensions, and they just sit behind the desk for a couple months, and then this pig is back on the fucking streets. This is why nobody cares. Nobody cares to go to the cops, because the cops can't even police themselves. And guess what? That young cop that was a rookie that probably should have had probably had some kind of moral sense, but was succumbed under pressure to a superior. Now he goes to thinking that shit is okay, and he just lets that shit slide. And that just breeds a whole nother fucking new troop of fucking officers that think that this shit's okay. And he's not the first one, he's not the last one, and he sure as hell isn't the only one. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. If you are a police officer, I'm speaking to you directly. If you are a police officer and you allow this shit to happen, if you do not speak up against this shit happening, if you do not use your voice to speak against these things happening, you are just as a piece of shit as this pig and Derek Chauvin and all these other pigs around here that think they could just mistreat people of color any kind of fucking way you want to. America doesn't mean racism. It shouldn't, at least. No, it shouldn't mean mistreatment. Joe, let's pay a bill before I fucking...
There's like 40 seconds left on this.
Oh, we're not even done with it?
I want to see it end.
Yeah, let's end this.
I didn't see this.
I didn't come this far. Justice for Lieutenant Nazario. There we go.
Oh, come on. That's how it ends?
Of course. You know, that's... They're not going to let us see. I couldn't find the extended. And I don't even know if I wanted to, Joe. Because honestly, at this point, it's just like, what?
I just mean for his safety. How did that end? My God.
I'm sure there was an ending to the video, right? We just didn't see. Luckily, he is pursuing a lawsuit against both of the officers. Lawsuit against. I'm about to fucking tear up because, bro, like when I think about this shit, I literally like today was the day where, and normally, like cop. I don't give two fucks about cops, right? Like, you don't scare me, you don't threaten me until now.
Well, again, but that's not their job. Now. Their job's not to scare and intimidate people.
But now, as a black, even with the
Mike Humowitz, what is he, like 12, 14, 16? What? I mean, even cops are supposed to de-escalate situations, not immediately bust out extreme force. Yes. Again, this is what I'm talking about when I say, listen, whether that was a white person, a black person, whoever, to see a police officer treat a person like that ever, for any reason is unacceptable. And I don't know why or how anybody could possibly defend that. I know who would defend it, and I know why. But again, my whole thing has been for the last year plus that cops are killing people. We see these sort of traffic. We see stops like this. Any given day, you'll find a new one on the internet. You'll find multiple ones of these on the internet every day. I watched one a few months ago. I remember, I think I was telling you the story. A black guy was in a pickup truck, and he had to get gas. And he drove past a cop, and he knew the cop was coming. He's going to pull me over, a black guy in a white pickup truck. He pulls into the gas station. Cop gets out. License, I mean, again, comes out with his gun. License and registration, or what? You're going to shoot me?
Yes.
What the fuck, dude?
You're going to shoot
Damn,
me?
I left my wallet at home. Am I dead? Like, no, believe me. So the dude gets out of the car at the officer's request. The guy gets out, and cop says, "Where's your? Give me your wallet." And the guy's like, "All right, I'm gonna reach in and grab my wallet." Mm-hmm. And he turns and he grabs the wallet, and as soon as he turns around, slow, the cop shoots him in the hip. And then the cop comes over. He's like, "I'm sorry, man." He said, "I didn't know what you were going for." You told me to grab my wallet. You told me to get it, and I moved all slow and shit so you wouldn't shoot me,
And this is
and you shot me the fuck anyway.
and people
Yes.
wonder why
This is a
people
huge
get
problem.
So, like, and I know we joked about this, and I've joked about it, when the cop came by when I was in the driveway, or when I put up to your house and the cop. Now, yeah, I'm fucking frightened. Not the fact that I'm scared of you personally, because I know if you took the gun off and the badge, I'll beat your fucking monkey ass. Yes, I would beat your fucking monkey pig ass. But you have the law behind you. You have a whole fraternity of motherfuckers.
Well, and don't forget, thanks
that-
to the Republican, immunity from prosecution in most cases.
So my thing is like, you dumb motherfuckers, like, yeah, let's just go to a commercial before I say some shit I regret. I don't even give a fuck where we go.
The Closing Time Podcast is back, sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. I'm Joe Aguirre. I'll have a brand new co-host, Sanam Salati, who's my broker, my mentor, and my good friend, and one of the most knowledgeable people in Connecticut in the entire real estate industry. We're going to be talking about the latest goings-on. We'll keep you up to date on the market, and we're going to bring on some really great guests all throughout this season, people in all different fields in the industry, like accountants, home inspectors, mortgage reps, and so much more, just to give you a better understanding of the Connecticut real estate market. We're so excited for a brand new season of the Closing Time Podcast, part of the CMG Podcast Network. It's sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. Go see Heidi and Glenn Parchman to file your taxes for bookkeeping, business advice, real estate investments, or whatever your accounting needs are, including cryptocurrency. Just visit RockyHillAccountants.com. We'll see you all season long on the Closing Time Podcast.
Hi, my name is Allison Gamber. I'm the Executive Director for the Cove Center for Grieving Children. Our office is located in Meriden, and we provide services throughout Connecticut. We are so excited to be having a virtual event coming up, the Hope and Healing Virtual Auction and Celebration. The auction will be held April 22nd to the 24th, and the celebration will be held on the evening of April 24th to talk all about the Cove services and what we've accomplished over the last 26 years. If you'd like to join us for the celebration, registration is free, and you can find all that information on www.covect.org. And the link for the virtual auction will be put up there on the evening of April 21st to start live auctioning on April 22nd. So come and join us to celebrate the Cove and raise some funds so we can continue to offer our programs free of charge.
I don't apologize for the anger. I don't apologize for the passion. I know some of you critics have some shit to say, but I don't give a fuck. Because when you have the privilege of not being murdered, when you get pulled over, and you have the privilege to, not be harassed, you don't get a fucking say. So, anyways, back to America's police pigging again. Even in this, right? I think about me being a black man in America. And I do a lot of driving, right? I love driving. Nothing's worse than driving around, enjoying yourself, not doing anything wrong, and then having that one cop fucking pull behind you or pull out from their little break area, you know what I'm saying? And like follow you or just like harass or even just pull you over. Like, and now with this going on, I really feel like I'm even more and more at danger, right? And here we go. Fucking just yesterday, back in fucking Milwaukee or Minnesota, right? Back in Milwaukee, Minnesota. Why do I keep saying Milwaukee, right? But anyways, back in Minnesota. And a 20-year-old Dante Wright, rest in peace, Dante Wright, is murdered by the cops. Negligence, ignorance, misuse of a firearm, all because what? A bullshit fucking traffic stop. Dante Wright is pulled over. Why? The age-old fucking racist, microaggressive fucking obstruction of view, fucking Sentry, right? So if all right, let's have a little history lesson. Dear white people, this bullshit obstruction of view fucking charge that has been going on in the black communities, especially in like urban environments, is bullshit, right? I grew up having to deal with this myself. This is one of the things that I was taught growing up, Joe, that I couldn't have, and I wondered why, because I've seen all the white kids have the tassels and the fucking car trees and all, and when I say car trees, the smell, the air fresheners, right? So, but it was always like, why? Well, because what happens is in America, right? In America with 3 Ks, American cops love to use that as a reason to pull over African Americans, people of color, and then use that as a further hindrance to say, hey, we smell certain odors, or hey, this gives us PC to search and just do other ignorant shit that they don't have any right to do, right? So for example, I love growing up, I love the smell, even though it was like, back thinking about it now, like black ice is very, very heavy. It's a very heavy smell. And I was like, I never went by the instructions. It took me a while to realize that there was actually instructions for the air freshener.
I did not know that until right now.
So you're supposed to like rip it open and then like have it like a little bit out and then like every week. No, I just ripped it off and had the tree showing, right?
No wonder mine don't last that long.
Exactly, right? So, but that was the thing. We couldn't have that because, well, it was taught in my household, like, don't have that shit, because what happens is the cops say, hey, I smell weed. Black ice is a very strong male. I don't want to put like a sex towards the smell, but it has a very masculine smell to it, right? And maybe in the right temperature with the right smell, you might get a hint of it. You know what I mean? But that's not, you walk by a skunk, you might be like, who's smoking weed? No, it's a skunk. Right?
Real quick, Frank works at the car wash where they sell
tree fresheners,
little tree fresheners. He says each section represents a week. So,
bet, there we go. Learn something new. So bet. So I've gotten pulled over a couple times with my friends. And what would they do? We would pull out the high school. Local cops. Whoop. Yep. Obstruction of view. Your car smells like marijuana. Now we're on the side of the street getting fucking pulled over in our car search because they smell marijuana, when really it is the black ice. And this is what they would say. Well, you probably want to change that air freshener out. It smells like weed. Yeah, that's just what it was. No, the air freshener does not smell like fucking weed. You're being racist. Oh, well, now it's obstruction of view. You can't have that, right? You can't have that. Meanwhile, all the white kids from the fucking private schools, they got all their fucking tassels. The white boys used to fucking get their Jordans or their shoes and then get the baby Jordans and put them on their
I had like mirrors. 5 or 6 laminates hanging off.
Laminates, the passes and all that shit. Through that. And these white kids are flying by. Just flying by. No cares, no obstruction of view, fucking tickets, no nothing. But the black kids get the fucking trees. Guess what? We're the ones getting pulled over. So here we go. Fucking Minnesota all over fucking again. And you would think that these cops would be kind of on like fucking high alert. Like maybe we should like chill the fuck out for a minute. But here we go.
I gotta tell you, if you're on duty, you're a police officer and you're on like riot duty for a police brutality protest. I don't know. Put your fucking guns away, boy. You know what I mean? Like, what?
So here we go.
What fucking tone deaf can you possibly be?
Let's play the video first, because I want you guys to see the video and then we'll talk into it. Let's see here.
Is that this one?
I caution everybody as you watch this that this will be graphic and unedited. Could I have that video start, please?
Someone turn the lights off? Just a moment here. Okay. Will it be on both?
Go ahead. It should be on both screens.
There we go. Playing the video from the murder of Dante Wright.
Can you do me a favor and step out of the car? Nope.
They said he had a warrant. So can we pause it real quick? Oh, shit. All right, so. Oh, they muted the audio. They muted the shot. So what happened was, everybody that who might be just listening to audio, the officer goes to arrest him. They asked him to get out the car. They must have found out that he had a warrant. It comes out that he had a warrant. I hate the fact that he tried to get in the vehicle. Like, at that point, I need all young black men to know, like, at that point, you can't fight it. Like, it's they got you.
Yeah.
They fucking got you. And this is a prime example of why. This is not the reason he should have not been murdered for running, for evading. That does not give the cops the fucking reason. But we never want to give them a reason to even go that far, right? So here we go. I see this and I say, what the fuck? Because one, you see the officer before she even verifies that she has her taser, and the chief of police said, right, that this was an accident. They claiming this an accident. That's the thing that pisses me off. This isn't a fucking accident.
Wow.
This is, you call it an accident to save face for when she stands on fucking trial for fucking murder of Dante Wright, that you guys can sit there and try and play it that she was trying to reach for a fucking taser. We see what the fucking ploy you're pulling, right? So here we go. And Sander, I see where you're like, that's where he was wrong. That doesn't deserve him getting murdered. I don't care what anybody says. That does not deserve you getting shot. The negligence was on the officer. If you are screaming taser, you need to be able to verify that you have an actual taser in your fucking possession. Even if that kid decided to take off in his vehicle, that 20-year-old man decided to get in his vehicle and take off, that does not mean that you shoot him. Because why? You not only had him in the vehicle, you had his girlfriend and his child. Now, as an officer, can we play the video? Let's play the video back. Oh, we can't go back and forth. Can we? I don't want to watch the officer, like the chief of police. But if we could, if not, it's fine. I just wanted to point out that in the video, you see the officer flailing this firearm around. So not only did you kill Dante, but you could have hit your partner. You could have hit that baby in the backseat. You could have hit his girlfriend, anybody. So what a lot of people aren't realizing, yes, Dante decided to flee. Does that mean he should have done? Definitely, like you said, 100% shouldn't be murdered for sure, right? What this gives me is 2008, 2005, 2009 vibes of when Fruitville Station happened, right? The young man in Fruitville Station, he got murdered by an officer that thought he was grabbing his taser and ended up murdering and shooting, right? He was shot. Well, not Fruitville, but yeah, like you said, Santa, he was shot fleeing in his car. No, they shot him. He got into the car, they shot him, then he took off. Let's make that sure. There's a massive discrepancy between how white and non-white people get treated by cops. White mass shooters can get taken in safely, but black people die over nothing. By the way, Joe.
Thank you.
That is Mikey. What's up, Mikey?
Levity to the situation, Mike. Yeah,
Mikey. What's up, brother?
Sorry, Mike. I thought you were a little bit younger than that. Honestly, 20. That's good. You're still a pretty smart fellow, though. I like it, and I appreciate it. I have it the loose video now. If you
want, here we go. Perfect.
Break it down and dissect it or whatever we can do.
Yes, because the weather's. I'm sorry, I got wrapped up in the comments. But yeah, let's play this back because I want to show that like this is because especially the chief of police said that they have a protocol that's you wear your firearm on your predominant side, and your taser on the left side. If we look at this video, she's not reaching for her left side or her non-dominant side.
Where is she now?
The officer that's the cam that they're watching. The shooting officer is the cam.
Oh, this is her camera. Okay,
yeah, this is her camera. So can we pause the video right here?
Mm-hmm.
So from the time of when they went to the vehicle and they pulled him out of the vehicle, less than 15 seconds, maybe?
Yeah.
So here we go with proper training and protocol, right, with officers. If you had an idea that you were about to arrest him, first and foremost, you don't arrest him right next to the door. That's shut the door. You know what I mean? These are simple training tactics that you're just complacent in now. I don't give a, you know what I'm saying? Like you're complacent, right? And this is going from simple policing. And I know this from detaining in the military. Whenever we detain somebody, got them away from where they were going, or wherever their main area was from, cordon the area, and then put them in cuffs or however we were going to secure them in a certain way, right? So this is just improper handling anyways. Let's go. And this is not negating the fact or taking away the fact that he should not have ran anyways, but let's go. Especially when you know that he has a warrant. Like, so watch the hand. Stop. Did you see she had a piece of paper in her hand? In her right hand. Whatever she had in her right hand. Right? You play it right here. And this is not me trying to play fucking lawyer, but this is just me trying to prove to the public of what the fuck I'm trying to say, right? What that piece of paper, she transferred it from her right hand to her left hand. Not grabbing, you know what I'm saying? Not to grab on her left side. She purposely grabbed, and I'm telling you this as a military vet that have done deployments, combat deployments, you don't forget your fucking weapon. I coming from the person that has come, and any military vet that is deployed will tell you this, right? When you come home and you don't have that weapon, it's like a ghost weapon. Like you still feel that weapon on you. So going on multiple combative deployments as a cop, you know your rig. So your first combative thing was to grab your fucking gun to shoot this man. Disregard of everything else going on, but scream taser. You're not reaching for your fucking taser. And if you were reaching for your taser, you shouldn't have a fucking gun because you can't differentiate the difference.
Yeah, that's scary.
I felt it as a prominent firearm, Second Amendment rights, pro Second Amendment's right, and firearm carrier. I know the difference between a taser and my Glock. I can tell you that my Glock grip's different, and you can see her resting her hand. We'll play the video. So watch her as she rests her hand and situates and flings this weapon around. Just flinging it. So you're telling me you can't notice that that's your gun? Tasers are yellow.
If
orange.
that woman doesn't know the difference between a Glock and a taser, then she should not be armed and she should not be interacting with citizens. Like, plain and simple.
And she's supposed to be a veteran cop. So what does the fuck does this say about when was the last time she had her training?
Well, good point. So here's the thing. Listen, I think I told you this story once. I was doing a home inspection. Well, I wasn't doing a home inspection. I was the real estate agent doing a home inspection with my home inspector. This guy's great. And the house we were in was an electrician's home. Mm-hmm. His truck was outside, 30 years in business. And my guy's looking through his panel and he goes, this is wired all wrong. This isn't grounded properly. And I said, well, the guy that owns the house is an electrician. And the home inspector said, not a good one.
Not a good one.
Just because you're a veteran police officer doesn't mean you're not a dumb fuck or that you know the job any better than a rookie. Because if I'm not mistaken, in the last video we just watched, it looked like that kid. It looked like the rookie wanted to say something. It seemed like he wanted to be like, I don't know, boss. He's a vet. Maybe we should let him go here.
And that's a good point, right? And especially when you have that kind of power and authority over somebody, he doesn't know what. Imagine being a rookie cop, and a lot of people say I don't have sympathy. I do. I can be sympathetic. You're in a car. I'm pretty sure you're probably new to the job. You're new to the force, and you're under probably somebody that's been in for 15, 16 years, or 15 plus years, right? A veteran in this game. I remember how it was when I was a private in the military and I saw like NCOs, like sergeants and shit doing something wrong. And they always say you're supposed to be able to correct. You can correct anybody. No, you can't just correct anybody. That young kid, that young officer probably has a young family to feed. He was probably a vet himself, so he understands how that rank structure goes.
Oscar Grant. That's the one. There we go. Remember my wife said that before? There was one very similar to that.
Got you.
Yep. Thanks, Rippy. Oscar Grant. There you go.
Oh, man. I think but I spoke to my good friend that is an officer. He said that the grips can feel the same, but they don't weigh anywhere near the same. You can grab it and not immediately recognize it, but once you have it in your hand, it's obvious. Exactly.
So it's more she fucked up and was just like, well, fuck it, shoot him then.
And then what pissed me off is she goes, oh shit, I shot him at the end of the video. Like, no. This 20-year-old black man is dead now. Why? Because these officers were too fucking scared to fucking do their job. I'm sorry. If you're too scared to do your job, turn your badge in. This shit comes with shit. I left the military because I didn't want to do it anymore. I understood the standards that I had to uphold, and I wasn't willing to uphold those standards anymore. I didn't know. No, not to say I didn't know. I knew what could happen to you if you fuck shit up like this. And the thing is that I can't stand United States officers of the law, cops, sheriffs, deputies, are held to a lower standard than U.S. military soldiers. If this were to happen in Afghanistan, Iraq, any other country, to any of their local citizens, that soldier would be in Leavenworth, buried under the fucking jail.
So then what does it say about America that like 50% of the country, and probably every one of these videos we've played, wants to talk about the warrants, wants to talk about the not complying
drugs,
right? I mean, it's like same old shit. Murder is not a bipartisan issue. It's not. And again, that like bootlicker mentality where you just want to defend the cops, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not good if you're white. It's not good if you're black or you're Asian or you're Hispanic. The cops shouldn't shoot people. That's not their fucking job. That's your job's not to shoot people. When you're in trouble and you're pinned down, then you start shooting. I've always said this because I've always been very pro law enforcement. I have a lot of friends that are cops.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they hate all the shit I say on here, but what are you going to do? Stop shooting people.
Stop letting your buddies and stop backing your buddies.
I'm telling you right now, that is the key right there. And if anything good's come out of the Derek Chauvin trial or whatever the fuck his name is, it's to see the Minnesota police condemn that. I'm telling you, all the police officers around the country. I remember over the summer they were like, "Oh, all these cops are resigning." Oh, I wonder which ones. Is it the really fucking good ones that people like, that treat citizens with respect during traffic stops, or is it douchebags like these people you're seeing tonight? Because we know who it is.
And now I'm just getting word that officer who fatally shot Dante Wright can't be charged with a crime under Minnesota law.
Remember that immunity shit I was telling you about before?
And this is that bullshit. And America wonders why they're out there rioting and why they're out there giving the fucking police hell, because y'all can out here murder us, kill us, and it's okay because there's something protecting you. No, that's not okay. And this is going to get me to my next point. And I'm not even getting there's not too many points tonight. I promise you. Tonight's probably going to be the shortest episode because I'm fucked up mentally. This shit has really just fucked me up. But it even goes to the point of as much as two things, right? With the government thing. Biden, why haven't you fucking passed this fucking George Floyd Act, right? But now here we go. Dems fucking themselves trying to be fucking all high and, make everything a political statement, right? They can't pass that George Floyd Act right now. Why? Why do you think, Joe?
Could be they don't have the votes. Is it not a politically sensitive time to do something like that?
Derek Chauvin is still on trial.
Yeah.
If he walks, you can't have a George Floyd Act.
Oh. Ooh. Awkward. Yeah.
So once again, the Dems have fucked themselves. Well, not fucked themselves, fucked our agenda trying to better themselves by naming something the George Floyd Act, trying to be representative of some shit. But if Chauvin walks, you can't even name that shit. And now guess what? Now the Republicans are like, nope, that policing act was based upon this one situation and he walked. So now everything's illegitimate. So once again, we can't even get, so now the Republicans are just going to, now you can't get the votes. Now you can't get that backing. So now black people are back looking at politicians trying to save us when we have nothing else and our backs are against the wall. Now, guess what, David? Now let's say Derek Chauvin fucking actually gets manslaughter. It's still a hard case to call this the George Floyd Act if it's just manslaughter. It would have to be first, second degree, and the jury would have to be like this way, right? So now, even with that, right, you get manslaughter. Now you have this officer that blatantly that had an accident. They're calling it an accident because she misused her fucking weapon, her firearm. So now it sets already a bad precedent because she can't get charges pressed against her.
You know what I was just thinking about? The fucking idiot from Dallas, the cop, the female that went into the wrong apartment.
Yeah.
How's that person not in jail? Could you imagine Can you imagine walking into someone else's apartment and shooting them dead and being like,
I thought it was my apartment.
I'm so stupid. This is not my apartment. I live one floor up. I'm a little shit-faced, after work. That person should be on death row. You're a fucking murderer. The other thing, and we've talked about this before, Jacob Blake, Philando Castile.
Yep.
Again, that idea that where there's black kids in the car, cops are just like, I'll risk the collateral damage.
Let it off.
I'll risk it. I'll just fire into the car. I'm sure I'll hit someone that deserved it. And that's the mentality.
This young man's
if they
baby
don't-
was in the car.
If
Joe.
they don't treat the black men with respect, why would they treat any of your children with respect?
And
right?
Prime example. We have kids the same age. I'm sure our sons will grow up hanging out together. The fact that I will have to have not even a conversation, but me and you will have to have a conversation of like, yo, I need you to teach your son certain things so that way both of our sons can, and because
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're right.
There's gonna be times where I'm like, yo, I need him to shut the fuck up. Just off of the base of to get both of y'all home. So where he might be like, you can't do this to us.
Yeah.
I know my rights. Fuck you talking about.
Do you know who my dad is?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no shit.
But these are the things that I didn't think that I would still have to teach my son. Our kids go, prime example. Let's say for some odd reason, one of our sons are driving. I don't need your son giving the cop bad lip. Because he's not going to make it just hard for your son.
No,
he's going to make it horrible for mine.
Yeah.
Because your son could sit there and say, and could be totally right. Fuck you, you pig, you piece of shit. You're harassing us. The moment I've
raised him right then.
Could be totally right. My son goes, well, officer, it turns to a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and these are the things, and I would never thought. And this is 20 years, this is 15 years. This young man's 20 years old. Our boys are 5. 5 years old went by fast as shit.
Shit, dude.
So in 10 years from now, the fact that it just sucks that I have to I don't want to have to explain this shit to my fucking son, but I have to. I have to deal with these things at 5 years old with my son now. Hey, you can't play around the same way these other kids play. Like, for instance, right? Personal experience, right? This past week, we had 2 small instances where he little shove at school.
Really?
Motherfucker cut him in line in the lunch line. He was like, hey, what are you doing? It wasn't even like a big shove. It was like, hey, no, get your ass in the back. Bro, you can't do that. Because guess what? Little Johnny shoved somebody. Oh, little Johnny, what's your feelings? The moment my son does it, we have to talk about his anger issues. We have to talk about, no, we don't have to talk about that shit. He's fucking 5. A kid cut him in the lunch line. He told him to get back. The fuck do you want? Another kid didn't really want to play with him because my son can be a little asshole sometimes. I admit it. I don't think my son's a fucking angel, but at least my son, he's honest enough and open enough to tell me. He'll be like, yeah, I did it. So he was being an asshole because somebody didn't want to be a friend. And he was like, all right, fine. And said he pushed the person a little hard, which I understand his little hard, which he's a strong, he roughhouse with me all day. So his little hard definitely to a regular 5-year-old probably feels like, holy shit, what the happened, right? But he was honest. And he said, I definitely pushed him hard. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But I have to explain to him, they might be pushing you. And that's definitely what kids are doing. But you can't do that because they're going to take that differently from you pushing. I've seen it at daycare. It happened at daycare. And our boys went to the same daycare.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one kid bit my son 1 week. My son pushed the kid for trying to bite him the next week, and the kid fell and started crying. They called us in because my son pushed him. I think y'all were gone by this point.
Jeez.
I said, but y'all didn't call us in. Y'all just said, oh, here's the little slip. You know how they used to write the little slips?
Yeah.
They wrote a slip when the kid bit him, but they called us. They called us because the kid tried to bite him again and Donnie pushed him.
There were times where my son bit or did stuff and they were like, Elliot was just defending himself. So we didn't write a slip up.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude.
We never got the definitive.
All the time.
That's fucking insane.
All the time. Everybody loved Elliot. Yeah. All the time he got that.
but so, and that goes to like, it sucks that we had, you know what I mean? That like, these are the conversations that like, I'm going to have with my son. Like, I don't want my same thing, fucking tassels in our car and the family car. I tell my girl all the time, I don't want those fucking tassels in the fucking car because I know what it's like to get pulled over for that shit. Bet. Same 2013 Camaro. 2014, I drove it fucking to Connecticut from Georgia. First thing, right? Georgia doesn't have 2 tags. Georgia just has the rear tag. Or no, Georgia did have 2 tags, but it wasn't mandatory. In my Camaro, I didn't have the fucking front plate thing. Like my bumper was not cut for it. So I'm not just drilling holes in my fucking bumper. Guess what? Me and my black ass, my red Camaro has red strawberry fucking air fresheners that hasn't been an issue until I get to Connecticut. But my young, freshly fucking beautiful face, military face, not on leave. I mean, I'm on leave, not in uniform, busting out on a stick Camaro. Whoop, whoop. Obstruction of view. Meanwhile, worker trucks and shit got shit all in their fucking, and they literally tried to offer me a ticket. Luckily, I used my vet. They let me go because I was a fucking vet. Well, active duty at the time. They saw my ID, but this is the same bullshit. I said, and I told him, I said, no, I was young. Jay-Z line, young and I'm black, and I got a nice ass car. You were ready to get me because I had Georgia tags. Because his thing was, why don't you have a Georgia license? Because I'm active duty military. Here's my Connecticut license. I don't need a Georgia license. So fuck off.
Jared, hilarious comment.
What'd Jerry say? I'm sorry, I haven't been showing y'all the screen. This has just been a personal.
I'm still flashing him up there. I'm still trying to hook it up. This for anybody who doesn't know, anybody doesn't get the joke. Dan Orlovsky was talking shit about Justin Fields from Ohio State, which is going to do nothing but cost that kid millions of dollars in where he falls in the draft as a result of Dan Orlovsky just totally making up shit. And again, just another thing you wouldn't, I'll just go there for a minute. Look, I read a scouting report about Zach Wilson, the kid from BYU, who they're thinking is going to go now second ahead of Justin Fields.
Okay.
And the report that I read was, this is how a scout described Zach Wilson: immature, privileged, not a good teammate, not a great leader. Has anybody heard any character issues about Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, yeah.
Or about Zach Wilson or Mac Jones, who I love, by the way, but has multiple DUI arrests.
Yeah, we said it last week.
Different standard. There's a different standard, and it's obviously wrong. Again, just like Undivided We Stand earlier tonight, we were right. It's anything left, any sort of left agenda item. It feels like it's been the same shit for like 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
Equality, equal rights, everyone getting the same fair shake. It's been 60 years of this.
And it's still gone.
Because there's still people that are like, no, we're not doing that here. That's not happening.
But I saw the perfect video, and it was like, we have liberals or people on the left or just normal human beings that are like, Black lives matter. Asian lives matter. Stop killing people. Stop being racist. And then you have the rest of America. We want our guns. We want our history. We want our freedom of speech. Bro, we're on 2 different fucking wavelengths.
Yeah. Big time.
2 different fucking wavelengths. So, like, it's hard, man. It's hard. And I don't know what else needs to be shown. What else? Hold on, my goodness. We need more cops like McNulty, Kima. Yeah, we go. Carver and The Wire. Yo, The Wire, hands down, best show in history. Nothing like Power's not better than that. None of these other new shows can ever beat The Wire. And more and more, I love season 2. But yeah, definitely need more cops like that.
Should get Mike on the show sometime.
I definitely
get some of that young knowledge up.
Yo,
here.
So I have a plan to get Mike on here. I have it drafted. Like him and Jared. Like I need them in person. So like I have perfect, like what I envision being the perfect episode for those two. Like, because I need them in perfect.
Jared's working on a poem.
There we go. The problem we still all live with. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, so I don't know. What I would like to see, like, what I don't even know. I was gonna ask like what people think could have been done differently, but like on any of these officers' accord. And then I did see a comment, and we're gonna get into this in a second, just about America and its gun issue, because rest in peace to the victims of the mass shooting, and all news recently, but then also the school shooting in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, which we're still getting information about as well. But just I think since our last episode alone, we've had today makes 4 mass shootings
Since our last show.
Yeah, from our last show.
Right,
In a
that's
week.
insane.
4 mass shootings, and of course, a mass shooting equals 4 more people. Which at first I was kind of like, I don't like how they're kind of like terming that. Just with 4, it just sounds super crazy, right? Like 4 people. I was like, maybe that shouldn't be considered mass, but then I'm like, a mass casualty would be the same. So yeah, that's fucking mass shooting. So it makes sense. And that was just kind of going into my what do you call that? Conspiracy theory mindset, but it made sense. I love that. It made sense. I was like, no, the government, they're just using 4 as a low number, but then I'm like, no, you have more than 4 casualties. That's a mass casualty, right? But now the Tennessee shooting in high school, the shooting, the unfortunate shooting, and I saw a comment about it, and I wanted to mention it. In Arizona, I believe, of the officer.
Killed on the highway. Yep.
Yeah, killed on the highway. Unfortunate. And when I give officers a hard time, yes, it's a very big blatant statement. But you don't fall under that blanket if you are an officer that actually hold other officers accountable. If you are an officer that actually has great morals and ethics and values, and actually love being a true fucking servant of the public service, right? So it was very unfortunate to see that. And now it's just like, and everybody that knows me knows I'm super pro fucking 2A, right? Like I want my guns, I want to be able to click my guns, but we were talking earlier that these serial gun loving American tonky donk motherfuckers, y'all are ruining owning guns for us. Because your constant non-accountability for all this madness that's going on is really just ruining it, right? So you're just like, even makes gun owners like me saying like, fuck, why do I even want to have my guns anymore if this is what's going on? And it like, this is what's acceptable. This is the norm, right? I was talking to a friend who's actually from Finland, and he was like, bro, y'all are out there fucking wilding. Like he's scared. Like the norm thinking out there is America's dangerous. Like if you go anywhere in the street, like you're off.
I would think anybody from any other country would think that this is like the old West over here.
That's what they think.
Of course they do, and we don't do jack shit about it because they think that we like it.
My Finnish friend was like, "Do you have to wear a bulletproof vest?" Like they literally think that like Americans are out here just.
You do if you go to high school.
Apparently, which is so like, and you know what? In the 90s, it would have been a joke, but now you can't even. It's not even a joke because it's a reality. Like it's a serious. Like it was. You had all the Columbine references and shit like that because it was there, but now I'm starting to think like. At first, I was like, is the media really just pushing a certain like gun agenda? Like every gun story that they hear, they're just pushing it out there, right? But now we're in an age of where media is just like that, and the fact that we have that many gun stories to publish, is the issue. So I'm just like, we can't like I can't say, oh, it's the media's fault, because we literally have this many gun issues to fucking like. If we didn't have this, we couldn't blame the media, right? But do I also think that that maybe a couple years ago the gun debate wasn't as tense because Trump was in office Trumpito was in office, and it was looking like he might have had another 8 years, so it might have been a lost cause. But now with Biden in there, it feels like it's just more of a push, and you know what I mean, to kind of to feed this fire of gun control and everything. And like I said, my fucking gun toters aren't making it easy at all.
Well, and these shootings are good for gun purchases.
Super good.
This sort of stuff happens, and people want to buy more guns, and then the right wing starts telling you Biden's coming for your guns. They're gonna start. You'll see.
Oh yeah,
and the NRA and the Republicans are very complicit in all this. I mean, they went out of their way during Parkland and all that to remind people how guns could go away, which again, we've talked about this, the improbability or impossibility even of overturning the Second Amendment. It's really difficult. It would be really difficult to do. First of all, you're not going to do it in court with a 6-3 conservative majority.
Yeah, definitely not.
You can't overturn the amendment without 3/4 of the states and 2/3 of Congress. So, that shit's not going anywhere. Sander Arroyo Sanchez from Stir the Pot Sports, great show, by the way, says officers should take mandatory mental health classes, yearly check where their minds are at. And I'm also a pro 2A guy. I think every single person that has a gun should get a yearly mandatory check.
I agree.
Because a lot of shit can happen in 364 days.
Shit, hell yeah.
You want to walk around with a gun or a machine gun? Fucking knock yourself out. We got to make sure that you're not a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, you got to get a mental eval. You got to get certain things checked out, I'm not saying that if you have certain issues or you know what I mean, like I have extreme anxiety, but you don't see me with my gun everywhere.
Right.
Like,
well, I register my car. I get insurance on my car.
Exactly.
Do you get insurance on your gun?
You should. I'm a pro. I'm a firm believer.
You should have to pay gun insurance. And if you fucking
insurance.
kill somebody and you're liable, then they get $1 million.
And we're throwing around examples before, right? Kind of like pre-show talk, how we were saying, like, we brought up the examples of the two children, the child that was killed by his brother because the parent left the gun out, and those kind of situations where, you know what I mean, having that gun insurance, definitely. If your firearm is responsible for murdering my child or anybody, that insurance should definitely be paid out to the victim's family.
Absolutely.
And everything else. Yeah. So I'm not against these things. We pay so many different insurance and taxes for so many other dumb things. Like, yes, if I have to pay insurance for me to keep a firearm, and honestly, like, even in America today, as a black man, which is so sad, I don't even feel comfortable carrying my gun a lot of the times, because me as a black man in America, it's like frowned upon me having a gun anyways, especially up here. I get pulled over with my gun, or if they see me with a gun, like, it's a whole different thing. They don't think, oh, he's a American legal gun toting citizen. No, he's black. His gun is probably illegal. Let's get him.
Yeah. Frank from Speaking It Real, they did the last couple weeks. They've been talking a lot about all the shootings and stuff, and they had Kimberly Chapman on, who does a show called Wake Up with KC, and she and I had talked on the phone leading up to her appearing on their show, and she said, I don't understand why they don't pass laws to make sure that people who are not like mentally deficient don't have guns. And why there aren't, and I was like, it's the Republicans. I mean,
None of them would have guns.
It is. They just don't. I mean, right? It's like, they were like, look, if you let the gays marry, people are going to want to marry animals. What are you even fucking talking about? And it's this shit too. It's like, look, if they ban those bump stocks, next thing you know, they're coming for all the guns. What? No, stop with your slippery slope horse shit. That's not how it works. Where do we draw the line, Rob? Where do we draw the line? Well, wherever the fuck you want to draw it. You just literally draw it and you make that the law. Yeah. That's the end of the story. You could say, you know what? You can marry someone of the same sex, not an animal. And look at that. You've
Look how you
already
done it.
you've set the line, and now you can't cross it. That was easy.
Simple as that.
That was so simple.
And then if 5
Yeah.
generations from now want to move the line, doesn't matter. I won't be here.
The conservative logic on most things these days falls short of actual logic. The hypocrisy on that side is at a level of just complete. I'm trying to think of the word I want to use here. I mean, it's so twisted and diluted, man. Like, what? Cops killing people, and you're like, yeah. Kids getting killed in high school, and you're like, fucking more guns, motherfucker, more guns. That's how we solve the problem. You know what stops a bad guy with a gun? A good guy with a gun. What happens if another bad guy shows up? Need more good guys.
Need more good guys.
Next thing you know, we'd be fucking shooting it out at old fucking Millie fucking Western High School. What? Who comes up with this shit? Like, who's sitting in a meeting like, all right, hey, this would be great for a speech. Let's get all the teachers armed. What? Why would you think the solution to gun violence would be just arm everybody? Because there's always some fucking asshole who's gonna pull his gun.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
Yeah. and
Everyone
then,
starts shooting.
The hero becomes the victim, and then that victim becomes a victim. It's weird. I saw this meme, and it said, wanted to change the gun laws. How about all black law-abiding citizens get licenses and see how quick? And that's changing. Like, they're getting the licenses. We out here, we getting these gun licenses. We signing up for these pistol permits. I think I'm finally gonna let my girl go ahead. Well, not let her, but you know what I'm saying. Like, support her.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Finally gonna, fuck that. Yeah, I'm finally gonna let her go get this damn gun permit because I can finally trust her, I guess. Not to, like, murk me, like taking me off. But you know, that's sad. Like, now that, like, my thing was like, I wanted a firearm for protection, and that was it. But now, like, I need protection from these crazy racists. I need protection from any of these I'm not gonna name any names, but anybody from these crazies out here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Two more things, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. So I did want to say I saw something in the news recently that made me happy. Anybody that's unfamiliar, the Kendrick Johnson case, the young man that was in Georgia, that was murdered in Georgia.
Dude,
I'm not gonna say allegedly. I'm not saying none of that shit.
Crazy ass story, man. I was, I didn't mean to cut you off, but for anybody who doesn't know the case, I mean, not only was there weird shit surrounding the original disappearance, but when they actually found him, he's like missing his organs.
Yo, so
what the fuck?
So for anybody that's unfamiliar with the Kendrick Johnson case, he was the young black man that was found wrapped up in a wrestling mat in Georgia. That and his teammates tried to say that he was down there trying to get his shoe, but this was in Valdosta, Georgia, while he was 17 years old. But apparently, there's been a new audio evidence that has been submitted to the police. And investigators that actually is from a family member of one of the alleged not victim murderers. There we go. Alleged murderers admitting to pretty much committing this crime. So they're hopefully they can get all the analysts, the voice analysts and shit that they need to verify this audio that it is true. Apparently it was sold to the family for about $1,000. So justice for Kendrick. I pray that this case gets solved soon and that these murderers get convicted and sent to trial and convicted sometime soon. America, man, y'all got some fucking work to do in your hands. Was Was there a video to the Kendrick?
There is.
Yeah, let's.
The Lowndes County Sheriff is investigating new possible evidence in the case of a teen found dead in a high school gym. Kendrick Johnson's family say they recently obtained a recording of someone who may be confessing to killing him. The 17-year-old was found dead in a rolled-up gym mat in his high school 8 years ago. An autopsy ruled his death an accident, but his family has always believed he was killed. They turned over the 25-second recording to the sheriff earlier this week.
And I quote, "They're gonna catch me anyways. I should have never done this. I was young and stupid. Kendrick didn't deserve this, man." A couple of seconds go by, and he ends with a very tearful, "They're gonna catch me anyways."
The family says the audio was secretly recorded by the person's family member who sold it to them for $1,000. Lowndes County Sheriff Ashley Polk says they are working to authenticate the clip and will ask the GBI for help. He also confirmed the recording may possibly be someone already questioned in the case. Earlier this month, the sheriff announced he was reopening this case after getting new evidence from a federal investigation.
If the cops haven't already spoken to that person at some point in the last 8 years, then it just goes to show how fucking shitty most of the cops are. But when it comes to, here's the thing I've noticed about the police.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't see that shit happening, literally live, they don't usually get the job done.
Joe, you want to know the kicker to that story? One of the kids accused their parent was a cop or a sheriff, is a sheriff. They have ties. They have ties to.
Of course they do.
So,
of course they do.
I don't know. I don't know if it was actually that the person that said that, but one of the 3 or 4 kids that
I think I did. I remember reading that now that there was, again, dude, that's how this works. I mean, think about Ahmaud Arbery.
Yep.
Again, you had that same situation where, right, the cops show up and they tell Dilbert and his son there, hey, it's all right, guys. Yeah.
Nope,
because they work for the police. They work for the sheriff's department over there in town. And so what did it take? 4 months?
No.
And national news coverage for those
4 months and the public going crazy. For them to
for like 3 ex-Klansmen to go to fucking jail for murder. That's insane, dude.
And what's crazy is like even this case has like this part of it hasn't even got. They're still trying to keep this kind of like under wraps.
Yeah.
So because the chief and all of them are trying to keep everything like low key and not trying to put it out.
I don't know what I would do if something like what happened to Kendrick Johnson happened to my son. I'm pretty sure I would probably murder everybody involved. Like literally, they're like, I know your son fell down there. He did, really? Huh? I would start. I mean, it would be a quest of death and violence on everybody involved.
Yeah. Why do you think our parents go so hard on like just keeping us safe? Like even now, right? Today was the first day I probably text my girl to say, hey, I made it safe to Joe's. You know what I mean? Like I made it safe. Just because usually I'm like the no news is good news kind of guy. Like, if you don't hear like I'm arrested or something like that, like I'm good. Like if you don't hear, but now, especially after the past couple moments, moments with the between Virginia, between Minnesota, back 2 times, like I have no choice, right? To at least let somebody know that I'm safe. And we'll kind of end this episode with this video because I want to get the crowd's opinion on this video, whether or not this mother was wrong or right. I call it a mother a year because this is how I was raised, and this is how Black women are literally having to raise their children. And let's watch this video of Mother of the Year, and you guys will understand what I'm saying because our Black.
Mama! Mama! Oh. I just thought he was gay. This is my child. He's gonna go home. Hey, right? Oh, right. Y'all ain't gotta put that
to the area, and she said, "I'm making he ain't dead."
What's he doing?
So he was all right. Let me explain the video. Right, we can pause it.
But I'm just a concerned parent.
There we go. She said right there, "I'm sorry, I'm just a concerned parent." Right. So what happened was the police pulled up to the area, right, to the housing area. He was saying, "Yo, we were just hanging. The cops pulled up. What you coming, right?" So the mom saw that the cops and she knew that he was over there.
Come on here.
See?
How bad is talking?
Police pull down on us because they
Come on, bro.
looking
You
for
ain't
somebody.
never been in jail, but you running over here. You gon' go.
And she got a good ass point. Get your ass in this fucking house. And that was my knuckle ass head trying to go to where the drama was, or the cops pull around, drama pull around, and I'm just kicking up. No, get your ass in this house. I thought your ass was dead. And your ass could have been dead. You don't need to be around this nonsense. Don't. And that I'm pretty sure he said he was 22 years old. And she was like, "Nah, if you living on my roof, no, get your ass in the house." So protect your children, protect your families. It's crazy out in this fucking world. I don't know. It's been tough. It's been rough. It's been hard and rough these past 24 hours or this past weekend, because like the video of Virginia came out. I think I saw that like Friday, so I've sat on that all weekend. And then the shooting of Dante happened yesterday, with everything going on. So it's just like this shit. I don't know, man. I'm starting to take a new slogan, and I think I'm gonna start just sharing this every time. Just how we say, don't be an asshole. Fucking time's too precious. Don't fucking waste it.
True that.
Time's too fucking precious. You never know when the fuck, like between these shootings in America, between being black in America, being white in America, being an advocate, like that's a whole nother I think that's a whole nother topic that we're gonna have, like what it truly means to be a fucking ally or advocate, and what it takes, especially to stand up for these kind of situations. I feel so loved and respected with all of our community here. I feel like everybody's an ally and an advocate in their own way, whether you're black, white, Puerto Rican, green, purple, Asian. Like, I don't give a fuck. We're all a family here. And I want everybody to understand that, like, no, I'm not gonna say that, because I do hate some people. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I do hate people.
It's okay to hate people.
I hate these motherfucking cops that don't know how to do their fucking job the right way. I hate these fucking lawyers that fucking don't have any kind of moral ethics. I hate these politicians that don't care about actually making their own fucking country a better place. I don't know, but I do love you guys. I do love each and every one of you. And I do love you guys' support. If you guys love us as much as we love you, make sure you guys always show us your support. Tag somebody, especially if you have a friend that is like super fucking Blue Lives Matter. I want to see I want their opinion on this episode. I want to hear what they have to say, what their defense is to this, because in my mind, there's really nothing to defend these kind of actions. So yeah, we're here, man. JT, what's up, brother? It's nice to see serious, empathetic, discussion. All the mainstream media does is desensitize us for it's
so true, dude. And I could tell you right now, this is about as emotional as I've ever seen you get. I mean, I've heard you get mad and angry and loud before, but from an emotional standpoint, like this is less anger and more like emotion, more like tears, like frustration. And when I say anger, I don't mean anger like you're mad, but anger like at the bullshit.
No.
And right. And like we said before, having to have that conversation with Donnie, the fact that it's got to be a different one than Elliot's, it's frustrating. And it's, again, for anybody, I mean, my neighborhood's not it's not as bad as it sounds like it is.
It's really not.
The lieutenant, I was just telling Rob before the show, the lieutenant in my neighborhood, he's a great guy, and he's definitely one of those he'd like to see a purge of the shitbags and the racists on his own police force. So
see, my question to him would be, what is he doing actively to keep those?
He's a lieutenant, so not enough, obviously.
Yeah.
No offense, bud, but again, I think when people are in power and they have the ability to make things happen, you got to do it. You got to do it. And again, this is one of the things I've told you about this town, not to go off on a rampage here, but last summer, the 4 black kids at the high school were like, there's a lot of racism here.
Mm-hmm.
The N-word gets thrown around here a lot. Not directed at them necessarily, but like the white kids, like, no.
Thinking that's just cute and funny.
And so it came up, and there was a whole discussion at the town council. And I told you, like, the 2 guys that are like represent Black Lives Matter in town, like went in there. They had a bunch of white allies supporting them, and they were like, we should pass a resolution condemning racism in Wethersfield. And Michael Rell, Jody Rell, the former governor's son, who's our mayor, said, no, not doing that. Otherwise, we'd be admitting the town's racist. Motherfucker, it's the opposite of that. What better way to say your town's not racist? By getting a declaration and hanging that shit up. Hey, Republicans, Democrats, whites, blacks, we all condemn racism.
Can't do that.
Probably the easiest fucking thing in the world that a Republican Party in a predominantly white town's ever had. And fucked it up.
Fumbled the whole.
Fucked it up in like fucking major fashion.
Well, that's because they don't think it's okay.
And the best was, this is what they said. They wanted to put a commission together because apparently all these black people telling them how bad it was, they thought a commission should come in. like those actually, you want someone to get examples of the shit we just told you. You already have it.
You got it right here.
But here's the kicker. The mayor then said, we can't pass the resolution until we get both sides to the table. And we knew who one side was clearly already represented in there.
We already have
Mayor Rell. Who's the other side? The racists?
Yeah.
Whose side are you on? It's like a fucking no-brainer, dude. A no-brainer. Unbelievable. That's where we are as a country. How do you fix that shit?
Start knocking motherfuckers out. Like, start knocking them out.
People that are on the sidelines,
and just
people who are on the sidelines that don't want to get involved with politics. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to take a fucking side.
I was going to say you have to pick.
At some point, you're going to have to say, people got to stop getting killed by the cops. Black people have to stop getting killed by the cops at a way higher rate. Traffic stops shouldn't be where people are murdered. Traffic stops shouldn't be where a tail light out, puts you in the hospital or worse, dead. That's some crazy shit. And why there's one side of the political spectrum that's like, well, that's how it goes. Get the fuck out of here. That's some Nazi Germany shit you're talking about. Nope. No fucking Gestapos. The cops have to follow the law. Is it a tough job? Yes. And I'll tell every spouse of a police officer, it's a tough job. And they're great people for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the standard is fucking high. The only people I think that have higher standards than the police are doctors and pilots.
Mm.
You can't fuck up too much in those jobs either.
Okay.
Especially flying planes. Pretty much one plane crash, you're done. Okay?
Yeah.
If your surgeon's dropping 4 or 5 people a week,
you're done.
That's not a good surgeon. If you're a cop and you keep shooting people, you're not a good fucking cop. Go do something fucking else. Go do something that doesn't require thinking, decision making, and
morals,
not being a racist,
ethics.
Because again, time and time again, like you said, Rob, there's the assumption that you're black, so your gun's illegal, or there's probably weed in your car, or that you have a warrant, or that if your car's nice, you probably stole it. Do they teach that shit at the police academy? It also stuns me too to see how often there's a black cop on the scene who's being as racist as the fucking most racist white cop. Bro, speak up.
No, I don't trust. You know what? I don't trust them even any. Don't even get me started on black cops. Like, I can't trust them more than I can't trust N-words.
Oh, dude.
I like, no. Fuck that. Fuck. Not to say that there aren't any good black cops, but yeah, nah. I'm good. Cops, hey, it is what it is. Y'all need to stop killing us, motherfuckers. It's gonna be different when something happens and like shit goes.
That's not a lot to ask, Rob.
You know what would be crazy? What if like the politicians stopped getting paid like $200K a fucking year and like they actually like cut their salaries to like maybe like $50K and spent like the rest of that $150K on like paying good officers or like putting that money to like actual good resources and shit like that? Like, we might actually get something. Stop worrying about like the welfare and shit like that, and like start looking at these politicians that aren't really doing much and letting these bullshit legislations and getting, matter of fact, setting up legislations that just get y'all pinned the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, start looking at that. The same group of people, you know, that have y'all practicing cannibalism, you know, as a religion. You know, look at those people. But that's a whole nother.
Oh, look at.
Anyways,
Frank's inviting you out Friday night.
Frank, oh, they don't want to see. I don't know if they want to see. I gotta calm down. They can't get this passion. You know, when I give them this passion and this anger, you know, they get all scared and timid, and then they say a bunch of lies about me. But anyways, I appreciate everybody being out here this night for joining us on this beautiful Monday night. If you guys enjoyed what you heard, make sure you guys are sharing, commenting, tagging everybody. Spend that digital currency, or you can always spend that real currency and hit us up on Cash App at # I'll piss you off shortly. If you like any of our gear, so the site's like down right now, but I will say that I have new merch coming up. I just didn't know what to do. Like, we're doing a whole revamp to the site.
Are we doing your DNA as a typo?
Yes, we are doing. We're doing your DNA has a typo. We're doing don't be an asshole. We have a shirt being created somehow. So it's the same person that did the new logo is doing a shirt that like is really explicit but can be worn in public. That represents me.
I like it already.
So like, yeah, we have, and then we'll have the new logo shirt. So it's going to be a logo tee and a logo hoodie. So yeah, I'm bringing the merch down a little bit, but bringing it back up, and the page will be up shortly. So definitely be looking out for the new merch and all that. Yeah, just stay updated. Make sure you guys are sharing, getting up to date. If you, all of our audio listeners, make sure you guys are giving us 5 stars or 4 stars, nothing less than that. And then actually writing a review. Even if you guys are watching on Facebook and YouTube, give us a review too. All right. Other than that, I ain't got shit else for y'all. I'm gonna just try and survive in America being black. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for my family. Y'all pray for Joe and his family too. As for always, catch us Monday nights, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, social media, all platforms where you get wherever you listen to your podcast. Hopefully you had a good night. We'll piss you off shortly.
One day. I will get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast.
Clovercrest Media Group is proud to present Season 2 of Sticky Beak.
He threatened to kill her, you know. He said it out loud. He said, "I will kill you." She did not believe him.
I think the circumstances were dubious about her disappearance because she had run away several times prior.
She told me he hasn't told a soul. The man driving the car, whoever he was, nobody's ever said a peep. It was never talked about again, even between the two of them. And I'm not sure those two even saw each other after this.
In a no-body case, you generally need time and seclusion to dispose of the body.
She told me that he's been lying. He lied about this whole thing.
In his own mind, he probably does love her in a way we would consider particularly sick or twisted, but I think in his own mind, he does love her.
She felt like she was climbing the walls, which isn't a phrase that a kid would use, but that's what she's telling me. Like, she felt like she was almost trapped. She said she was trying to look for a way out.
I won't go into detail, but I would say you're hot.
Subscribe to Sticky Beak wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, my name is Zach LaPlante. Have you ever imagined about starting your own podcast or radio show to voice your opinions and share your passions with others? You think to yourself, how would I even start something like that? I don't have any equipment or any experience whatsoever. Well, look no further. The folks at Clovercrest Media got you covered. Clovercrest Media Group is home to over 30 individual podcasts, like Divide We Stand, I'll Piss You Off Shortly, Speaking It Real, and so much more. At Clovercrest, our sound engineers only believe in the best sounding audio quality, and their expertise will make your podcast sound professional and pleasing to your viewers. As a media group, we are obliged to every type of media available, including, but not limited to, video, audio, photography, and digital media marketing, as well as live streaming, and so much more. As we say here at CMG, the harder we work, the luckier we'll get. To jumpstart your podcast or program, go to clovercrestmedia.com and get